how do we solve a more complicated inequality like this one? Now, remember, when we used to do something like this when we had an equation, this is what we used to do. Go to the right, please. 3x plus 5 is less than 23. This is the question I have now. Now, I'm going to rewrite this just like we used to before when it was an equation. So now I have 3x plus 5 equals 23. Okay? First thing, I need to get rid of the pluses and minuses, remember? So I need to get rid of the plus 5 first. Plus 5 on the left goes to the other side as minus 5. Okay, now rewrite. 3x equals 23 minus 5. That means 3x equals 18. Second step, I get rid of the multiplication and the division. Right here I have 3x, which means 3 times x, which means x times 3. That means the 3 is multiplied by x, so it goes to the other side as divided by 3. Rewrite. X equals 18 divided by 3. X equals 6. Now, move on to the left, please. I want to do the same thing right here with my inequality. I will do the exact same thing. Instead of equal, I have less than. So, get rid of the pluses or minuses first, always. So the plus 5, want to get rid of that. Goes to the other side as minus 5. Rewrite, please, because you need to be organized. 3x less than 23 minus 5. 3x is less than 18. Now we want to get rid of the 3 because we just want x by itself. 3x is 3 times x is x times 3, so it goes as divided by 3. Okay, this leaves us with x is less than 18 divided by 3, which means x is less than 6. Easy. Super easy. Okay, let's do one that's a little bit more difficult. What if I have something like this? 3x plus 6 is less than 2x plus 15. Okay, now, why is this a little bit more complicated? It's a little bit more complicated because we have x's on the left and on the right, and we do not like the way this looks. We always want to have x's on the left only and numbers on the right only. So, the 3x on the left is fine now. I just need to bring the 2x from here to there. Okay, remember we did something like this before when we had equations. We basically said that we can take all of the 2x as it is, move it to the other side. Here 2x does not have a minus sign before it. That means it is positive. So when it goes to the other side, you have to change its sign. So instead of positive 2x, it becomes minus 2x. Now rewrite. So we have 3x minus 2x. Okay? Now, I got rid of the 3x. I got rid of the 2x right here. I rewrote them. Plus 6. Now this is over. Put the less than sign. Over. You're left with plus 15, which just means 15. Positive 15. Okay? Good. Now it's looking better. Combine like terms, please. We have 3x minus 2x, which equals x. Plus 6 is less than 15. Okay, looks easy now. Need to get rid of the plus 6 because we just want x on the left. Plus 6 goes to the other side as minus 6. So we rewrite. X is less than 15 minus 6. That means x is less than 9. Easy? Super easy. Okay, let's take another question that is not as difficult as this one, but looks a little bit complicated. Here's one more example for you all. What if I have something like this? 3 over 4r plus 2 is greater than or equal to 3 and 1 over 2, 3.5. Now, looks a little bit complicated. Let's do this. First of all, you always want your variables on the left. Your x's, your y's, your a's, your b's, your r's on the left, and your numbers on the right. And here we only have r on the left, no r's on the right. It's a better question. It's easier. Okay, let's do this. 3 over 4r plus 2 is greater than or equal to 3 over 2. Okay, we want to get rid of the plus 2 and the 3 over 4. But remember, we always get rid of what first? Pluses and minuses. So get rid of the plus 2 first. Plus 2 goes to the other side as minus 2. Always rewrite. You need to be neat in order not to make mistakes. 3 over 4r plus 2 already went. Greater than or equal 3.5 minus 2. Okay? Super. 3 over 4r is greater than or equal to. How do I do 3.5 minus 2? There are many ways. One of the ways is to change 3.5 into an improper fraction first, and then change 2 into a fraction, and get a common denominator, and subtract them, and that just takes a lot of time. The other way is to simply think of it this way. 3 and a half means 3 and a half. Minus 2. Okay, take away the 2 from the 3. You have 1. What about the half? It's still there. So it's like saying 3 and a half is 3 plus a half minus 2. Okay, 3 minus 2 is 1. What about the half? It's still there. So the answer is going to be 1 and a half. Easy. Now what do? We want to get r by itself. In order to get r by itself, we need to get rid of the 3 over 4. 3 over 4 is the multiplication or division. Remember the second step. 3 over 4 times r, which means r times 3 over 4, goes to the other side as divided by 3 over 4. Now I rewrite this as just r, because I got rid of the 3 over 4, is greater than 1 and a half divided by 3 over 4. Okay, now let's pause for a moment. You cannot divide fractions if one of them is a mixed number and the other is just a regular proper or improper fraction. You cannot. Actually, you can, but it's going to be a little bit complicated. In order to do this properly, you must first make sure that both fractions are fractions, no mixed numbers. So I need to change the 1 and 1 over 2 into a fraction, an improper fraction. Remember how we used to do this? We go 1 times 2, the whole number, times the denominator, 1 times 2 is 2, plus the numerator, plus 1 is 3, over the same denominator. So it's 3 over 2. Of course, if you're smart, you know that 1 and a half is 3 over 2. 3 divided by 2 is 1 and a half. So you can just write 3 over 2 right away. Now it becomes 3 over 2 divided by 3 over 4. Now I'm going to rewrite this up here. Let me just move it with an arrow so that it looks good, nice and neat. Always be neat in your math. It's going to make life much easier. So we have r greater than or equal to 3 over 2 divided by 3 over 4. Now, remember, how do we do division? We do division with fractions the following way. R is greater than or equal to 3 over 2 as it is. Change the division into multiplication, right? And then flip the fraction. 3 over 4 becomes 4 over 3. This is called the reciprocal, remember? Super. Now, there are two ways to do this. The usual way is to multiply the numerators together. So we get 12, 3 times 4 is 12, over 2 times 3 is 6, so it's 12 over 6, and then simplify. The other way is to simplify right away before multiplying. Any numerator and any denominator that are the same can just cancel out. So 3 and 3 right here can cancel out together, leaving you with 4 over 2, which equals 2. Or you can multiply, get 12 over 6, which equals 2. I'm just going to use the normal way so I don't confuse you if you don't know how to simplify numerators and denominators yet. So r going to be greater than 3 times 4, multiply the numerators, over 2 times 3, you multiply the denominators. R is greater than or equal to 12 over 6. 12 over 6 is just 2. So R is greater than or equal to 2. Okay? Super.